Hello there, and welcome to episode 11 of My Denver Live. As you know, we got to start with a catchy song. This is my jam. And if you're looking at the title right now, you see Science with Dr. Bodmon. As you know, I'm Corbin, not Dr. Bodmon, but we'll get him in a little bit. But thank you for joining us. I'm here with my Denver team, which is a part of Denver Parks and Recreation. I won't get into what we do, but look us up. You're going to like it. All right, so with that said, let's get it going. We do our things for the day. After we do our things for the day, I'm going to get the doctor out here, and he's going to show you some science. All right, first thing of the day, socks of the day. Wednesday, I had sloth socks, so I thought I would continue the trend of cute animals with some boom, koala socks. Can you see them? Little koala. Oh, I'm going to flex them. And I kicked my chair across the room. So that's our socks of the day, koala socks. And now our riddle of the day. If you know it, chat it in. Use our hashtag, whatever it is. Let's see who can figure it out. Our riddle of the day. So a plane is flying, casual, and crashes, boom, right on the border, smack dab in the middle of the border of USA and Canada. Now, where do you bury the survivors? That is my riddle. One more time. A plane's flying, crashes smack dab in the middle of the border of USA and Canada. Where do you bury the survivors? That's my riddle of the day. I'll give you about 10 seconds. You think about it. Chat it in. I want to see if you can figure it out. Awesome. All right. I'm moving on. Things I learned today. 2 facts of the day. And going along with our science theme, just some interesting science facts. Did you know that in an entire lifetime, an average person, they walk about 7,500 steps a day, which if you live to about 80, that means you've walked around the earth 5 whole times. Now that's, can change with how much steps you take on average. But basically the point is, in your lifetime, you will walk many, many times around the earth and at a distance. So you're always moving. Good job keeping those feet going. And fact number 2, did you know that there is a species of jellyfish that is immortal? It is the only thing in this planet that we know of that is immortal. It is called the Turritopsis dohrnii. Turritopsis dohrnii jellyfish. I don't know if I said it right, but it looks intense. Yeah. So basically, it's a jellyfish that can revert back to its juvenile stage once it gets old, continuing an endless cycle of life. Pretty incredible, and that is the Turritopsis dohrnii. I can't say it. All right. I've done my things for the day. It's time to bring in the professional. I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to try to do this. Oh, I riddle of the day. I did. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot my quote of the day. I'm sorry, y'all. And my quote of the day, again, going with science. Everything is theoretically impossible until it is done. That is by Robert A. Heinlein. And that is our quote of the day. Awesome. All right. Now, the answer to the riddle before we go. The answer to the riddle, the plane flying crashes right smack dab in the middle of USA and Canada. The answer is you don't bury the survivors. They survived. All right. Now we're going to do the science. I'm forgetting my stuff. So I'm going to go get the doctor real quick. He's going to get in here. I'll grab him. Oh, hello. And thank you for joining us. If you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Bodmon. I am a reformed, former evil scientist. And I will be teaching us some basic household experiments you can do in your household. Now, the first one we're going to do is called Orange Fizz. This experiment is one of my personal favorites. And the way it'll work is you're going to take an orange. Actually, I need these gloves off right now. You're going to take an orange and peel it. Pretty basic. Hopefully you have an orange at home. As you might see on the table, I have a few other things. I have an orange. I have some baking soda. And actually, that's really it. So this one's a pretty basic experiment. What you'll do is you're going to take a little bit of baking soda and put it in there. As you can see, I put some on my plate. Ready to go. With this baking soda, you take your orange, anything acidic, a lemon will work. Oranges probably taste better. You're going to dip it a little bit in that baking powder. Now, baking powder doesn't taste amazing by itself. As you can see, I got it on there. Baking soda, sorry, not baking powder, baking soda. But once you get that baking soda on there, what you're going to do is you're actually going to eat this. And once you get it in your mouth, you're going to experience a little fizz. So let's see what happens. That's interesting. Yeah. It's a lot of fizz, a lot of stuff going on in here. So what is happening right now? What is happening in my mouth? So what is happening is the orange has, acid in it. It has a little acid. It's an acidic fruit. And then in the baking soda, boom, it is a basic element. Basic, acidic, basic, mixing together, you get your fizz, you get your carbon dioxide bubbles, and that's what's going on in our mouth. So a really fun one. Your kids are going to enjoy it. You take an orange, you dip it in there. I'm a little hungry, so I'm going to do it again. With a good amount of baking soda on there, and boom, you're going to get a whole, oh wow. You're going to get a whole lot of stuff going on in your mouth. So this is the orange fizz experiment. One of my favorites, really fun. Awesome. Oh. Can I get my next experiment, which would be the invisible ink. But before we get to the invisible ink, I want to teach you all something real quick at home. So, did you know baking soda goes bad? You don't always have one that works forever. They do go bad usually about after 2 years. So we're going to teach you real quick. This is for the parents and those of you at home who may not know this. We're going to teach you real quick how to test your baking soda. So what you do is, since we're using lemon for our next experiment, I'm going to use a little bit of this. You're going to take a little bit of lemon, and you're going to pour it in your soda. The acidity of the lemon, as you can see here, it makes it bubble up inside. So you can kind of see the bubbles, hopefully. But it's bubbling up, and then since it's bubbling, we know that this baking soda is good to go, and we can use it for cooking. If it wasn't bubbling or not doing very much bubbling, then we need to just use it for cleaning, things like that. Stick it in the fridge like those people who leave it in there for years. Awesome. So that is how to test your baking soda. I'll get this stuff out the way. Let's move on. So another one of my favorites, these are all my favorites, is what you can do is make invisible ink. Now, you can use this for secret agent training. You can use this for a game with your kids, break the code, whatever it is. We will have a video coming soon, I hear. But the really simple way this will work is you're going to take a lemon. You can cut it in half. You're going to squeeze that lemon into there, get a bunch of juice. I've already squeezed it. As you can see, I got some lemon. I got some season there. It's okay. You put a little bit of water, a few drops, not much at all. And now with that lemon being in there, you're able to then take a cotton ball, cotton swab, dip it in, and you can write a message. I'm gonna write hi and put a smiley face. Then after this is completed, you're able to then take a hair dryer or any type of heat, a lamp, a heating lamp, and once it's dried, you can heat it back up for it to actually show the message you've been trying to see. So why does this work? Why? And I have one I've done a little bit before this, so I'll test it out with the hair dryer in a second. But what is happening? Why does this work? What's happening is basically the lemon in the water, once it gets heated, there's a chemical reaction, and I'm not going to say this right. There's a chemical reaction, and it turns brown when the heat is heated, essentially. I'm not going to say the words, but that's basically what invisible ink is, how it's going to go. So I've already done one. Let's see if it worked. Hopefully my lemon to water ratio was correct. Here's a paper from earlier. As you can see, hopefully there's nothing on there. You can't see anything. So I'm going to take my blow dryer. I'm going to heat it up, and we're going to see if my invisible message has come through. All right, it might take a little bit, so I won't do it too long. But you can kind of see it starting to come through. You may not be able to on the light. You can see my smiley face here. It's starting to come through. And if we had a little bit more time and heat, we make it work. If you've watched National Treasure, you might know what I'm talking about. There's a cool scene where they find a hidden message on the back of the Declaration of Independence. Classic movie. Go watch it. All right, invisible ink. That is how we do it. Again, you only really need a little bit of lemon and a paper, and you write on it, and you can use any heat source to heat it up and find your secret message. All right, that was invisible ink. It is now time for the no pop experiment. Let me get this one out the way. All right. Thank you very much. So, another way or another experiment we're going to show you is called no pop. So as you know, balloons, they pop. But what causes this popping is it may not be what you think it is. What causes the popping is called catastrophic crack propagation, which is a long fancy term that basically means that instead of the pop coming from air coming out, it actually comes from the hole expanding. So our experiment basically is to control that. So what we're going to do, get this balloon blown up. I actually have one right here that's blown up and tied. I'm a slow tire, so I won't waste my time on that one. All right. Got your balloon. What you're going to do is you're going to take some clear tape. Clear tape is usually the best. And you're going to make an X on this balloon. Now, hopefully this works. If not, I'll try it one more time. But you're going to make an X on this balloon. Cross them over each other. X marks the spot. If it doesn't work, it's going to scare the bejeebies out of me. So you can see my X on there. What I'm going to do now to test this experiment is I'm going to take a needle. So we have our fancy needles from our sewing kit. I really hope this works. Brandy, close your ears just in case. But you're going to take this needle and you're going to stick it basically right in the middle of that X. Go slowly. But what's going to happen is when you put it in there, hopefully the catastrophic crack propagation is going to be reduced, and therefore it will not explode. It'll just slowly let air out of the little bit of hole on each side of the needle. So I'm going to try this real slowly. Yep, and it's all the way in. You can see my needle. Ooh, well, let's see. You can see it kind of sticking out. My needle is in there all the way. I have no popped balloon. Like I said, catastrophic crack propagation. We have reduced it. We have prevented it. I'm going to set this balloon to the side. And then by the end of the show, if it is deflated, we'll see. If not, then we did our job. Boom. All right. So that was called no pop. Again, just needs a little bit of tape, a needle, and a balloon. Really fun way to show your kids how that'll work. So I'll move these out the way. Awesome. All right. So this next experiment requires a little more heavy machinery. So you may have seen these before. This is a microwave. The whole we're going to be doing with this microwave, I've never tried. So it's going to be real fun. We'll see how it goes. But all you need for this experiment is a bar of Ivory Soap, specifically Ivory Soap. I even got the brand called Ivory Soap. It needs to be made of ivory. And what's going to happen, there is a lot of little holes and air bubbles, air pockets inside of this soap. So what we're going to do, take our soap, put it on a plate or a very good bowl that won't get destroyed in the microwave. And we're going to put this thing in the microwave. Now, it'll take about a minute, so while that's going on, I'll have something for you. But yes, we're going to put it in there for, just to make sure I do this right, we're going to do it for 2 minutes, but I'll watch closely. But what's going to happen is these air bubbles, as they're heated, are going to expand, and it's going to create, from our bar of soap, a really awesome soap foam thing. You'll see. Don't worry, though. It is microwave safe. And if there is any kind of weird smell or soapy smell afterwards, if you just put a thing of lemon juice or vinegar in there and put it in the microwave, it will clean that smell out. But let's get it going. So 2 minutes. I'm going to step to the side. We'll see if we can see if it expands. While that gets a little heated up, though, I have a joke for you. What do you call a fish with no eyes? Fish. Just take the eye out of fish. Fish. And that is my joke. All right. So it's heating up. Oh, my gosh. All right, yeah. So it's starting to expand. You may not be able to see it on camera, but it's expanding. This is getting crazy. There's some very unique shapes coming out of it. Wow. All right, we're gonna get ready to take it out the oven. The microwave.
Holy moly.
You see it? All right, it smells amazing in here too. All right, we're going on. We're about to get to 1 minute and 10 seconds, and we could keep this going for a bit, but we're gonna stop. And as you can see, you have quite a unique, almost like shaving cream creature. It's really fun to play with. It's a little hot, but that's okay. And this thing will expand for quite a bit. I don't know if you can see because of the light, but yes, pretty awesome. This is our Ivory Soap microwave experiment. So let me set this out the way. Awesome. Very simple again. Like I said, all these experiments are basically items you should maybe have around the house, and if not, super cheap and you can find. And that one, all you need is Ivory Soap and a microwave. All right, our last experiment. Thank you. Our last experiment should be very interesting. It took me a minute to find these, but hopefully you've heard of Pop Rocks. These are called Pop Rocks. I don't have a cool name to this experiment. We'll call it Pop Rockin', Pop Lockin' Rocket. I don't know. So we're gonna take a soda. It can be Coke, Sprite, whatever you want. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna stick this funnel into a balloon. I'm gonna put my Pop Rocks all in this balloon. So I'm gonna do that first. Pretty important to get use the funnel. Get as many of them in there as you can. Really work it. They're still falling in there. These are weird. All right, there they are. All right, they're all in there. Okay, so I just did one pouch. Hopefully this is enough. If not, you know what? Let's do two. Brandy, can I get another pouch of Pop Rocks? They're right next to you, I think. Perfect. All right, just to make sure we don't mess this up, we're going to do 2 bags to make sure we have enough. But what's going to happen, because you're probably curious, is these Pop Rocks, well, did you know that these Pop Rocks have a little bit of carbon dioxide in each one of them? If you haven't eaten Pop Rocks before, what happens is when they get in your mouth, it starts popping and crackling, and it feels almost like you're sucking on a battery. But they have a little bit of carbon dioxide in them. So with that carbon dioxide, we're going to dump these Pop Rocks into this soda. We'll put the thing on. We'll dump it over. I'll show you in a second. When it goes in the soda, the mixture of the carbon dioxide in the Pop Rocks as well as the carbon dioxide in the soda is going to create enough bubbles and air to shoot up and actually fill up this balloon, hopefully, if it all works going to plan. So let me get these all in there. We're almost there. This takes way longer than I thought. I didn't even make my funnel bigger. It's a shake weight. All right, that should work. Okay, so I've got my Pop Rocks all inside my soda. Hopefully we're in Colorado. Hopefully it doesn't explode. Okay, we're good. All right, so I'll take the top of this. I'm going to expand it out. Be really careful not to spill any Pop Rocks into your soda until you are ready to start. So what we do is make sure the bag is still laid to the side. Oh, make sure it's really on there and it's not going to come off. I think I might have just ripped it, so I hope not. There we go. Okay. So I got it on there pretty tight. I'm going to take this. I'm going to fill it, pick it up, spill the Pop Rocks into the soda, and hopefully there's enough air that we fill up our balloon. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Wait for it. It's starting to fill. If you can't hear it, there's a lot of crackling and popping going on. Yep, slowly but surely our balloon is filling. Wow, this is crazy. So you can kind of see there's a lot of reactions going on. Our balloon is filling. If I held it right here, or if I added a bunch more Pop Rocks, if I put maybe like 3 or more bags, we could have probably gotten this thing filled up pretty quick. But the reaction is a little slow. Let's see if I can make it do it its own. We'll call that a day. Awesome. So that was our last experiment for today. Basically, this one again, all you need is Pop Rocks, a balloon, and a soda. And you can see how awesome carbon dioxide is and how it works. So I'm going to take this off. Hopefully it doesn't explode on me. Ah! All right, we're good. Awesome. All right. Like I said, that was our last experiment of the day. We do usually do a bunch of games and random things, but you know, sometimes you just need to get a little scientific, get a little creative with the family and do some experiments at home. So hopefully it gives you a little inspiration of things you can use around the house, different experiments. As you may have noticed, I talk the exact same as the host. So actually, we're related. And do not forget, on Sunday, we have trivia at 4 o'clock. Join us. It's for all ages. I've been doing 24 questions, 4 categories, 6 questions each round. It's awesome. Test your wit, test your score, or test your wit and send us your scores, and we'll see how you do. That is Sunday at 4 p.m. on Instagram Live. But for now, make sure you're staying up to date on all things Denver Parks and Recreation, our online shows and live shows, our Zoom classes, things like that, by following us on Instagram and Facebook, and going to denvergov.org/recreation. That's all I have for you today. I don't have my photo of the day, but thank you very much. I'll get your host back out here. Maybe. No, he's good. He's good. We're just going to end the show. All right. Have a good one.